Hi everyone. Welcome to my bed. I just woke up from a nap with this little one. We are 5 weeks old today. 5 weeks old today. Yes, and today is Tuesday, and we are leaving on Monday to go back to America. This week has been really good. We have had probably the best sleep we've had so far. I would say that is because she really tanks up during the day. So her pattern is if she's awake, she wants to be on the boob. And so that's just what I do. I follow her cues. She wakes up, she makes her little noises for mama. I pick her up, I nurse her. She has a big old burp, and she generally just falls back to sleep, or she kind of likes to lie down and look up at things. And I usually put a pillow, prop her up a little bit on a pillow so that she's more on a slight incline when she's just kind of looking around. I noticed that she really loves sitting by a window and looking at the trees blowing in the wind and sort of moving and casting shadows. She really likes that. We have an atrium at the end of our property, and I kind of sit her in there sometimes, and I can see her sort of watching the shadows on the wall. And that's one thing I would say about this week is she's just so much more interactive. She seems to be interested and taking notice of her surroundings and her environment. And I think before this week, she's felt much more of a newborn, where she's just still very womb-like. But this week, I think the smiles, she's been smiling a lot more. She started smiling last week, and that has been absolutely gorgeous. And the kids have just been loving that so much. So that they do this thing where they come and find her, and they all try and make her smile. They're like jumping up in front of her and making noises and cooing at her, and all sorts of gorgeous things. I think I can hear one of my monkeys. I think that's Forrest. So that has just been such a delight this week. Do you want to say hi to everyone? Yeah, let me just go like this. Sometimes she'll burp on her own, and other times I have to burp her. Now she is wearing today this little, oh, that was a biggie. Now I knew, so that always happens with her. So she'll burp, and then like about 5 seconds later, it's bleh. You working on something? Do you want to say hello? Hello. Hello, everyone. She's still really like red in the face. She's still got that the newborn baby colour. Do you think that that's booby? That's my hand. That's my hand. Oh, it's so nice. She's still so little. People are constantly saying, oh, she's so little. And she's about 9 pounds this week. Like I gave birth to Forrest at 8 pound 4. So she does still feel quite petite, which is really nice. It's gone so fast. I cannot believe we're at week 5 already. But I feel like I get to have her as a newborn for a little bit longer because she was born smaller. Hello. Hello, Gorgie. You working on something? Is something coming out the other end? Is something coming out the other end? And I noticed that her head strength has been really wonderful. Hello. She's giving me a lot of tongues, poking the tongue out. Oh, something doesn't feel comfortable right now. Something doesn't feel comfortable. She loves jiggles, constant movement. That's her thing. My favorite mum hack in all the land is I found out not everyone can do this because someone gave me feedback. They were like, my leg doesn't bend like that. But this is my mum hack. So you just sort of prop them up here on your leg, and then you can do what you need to do. You can eat your food, you can type on the laptop, you hands-free. And it's like they're in a little bouncer. But it's so funny because I've talked about this before. I was like, oh my gosh, the leg bounce is my favorite thing to do with a newborn. But I think my hips are quite flexible, so I'm able to get my... Okay, my phone just did that same thing that it did last week, where it just like, it gets bored with what I'm saying and it just cuts off the video halfway through. Anyway, so what I was saying was, I think my leg is, or my hip's quite flexible. So I didn't realize that not everyone can bend their leg in that way. I'm like, oh, just do the leg bounce. Mark just is the most unflexible per individual in all the land. So I've said it to him when he was here and she was little. I was like, oh, just chuck her in the leg and do a little bounce. And his leg literally is on this angle because he does not have that flexibility. But that's one of my favorite hacks. What else this week? I had quite a stressful week. I had some big emotions and I was I just had a few like work stresses and stuff that I was trying to get through. And, and I think it was probably like broken sleep, doing too much, doing so much, and then also trying to work through a couple of these little issues that came up for me with a couple of people, like work-wise, and it just felt quite overwhelming. I had like a 24-hour period where I felt really overwhelmed, and I cried and was like, oh, this is so hard. And then of course, like, I find that if there's something feeling sticky or not quite right, like the only way through it is into it, like diving into the source of the discomfort. And so that's what I did. And of course, feel amazing, haven't felt better. It was exactly what I needed to do. So I think also just sometimes when hard things are going on, you're just solely like falling back on adrenaline. And I think doing that, oh, you got a burp out? I think doing that this week meant that I feel really depleted right now. I've also been running around having to get passports and exemptions done and travel stuff and documentation for the kids. I had to get Forrest's passport renewed, but didn't have his original birth certificate because Mark took it with him. So then I had to quickly get down to births, deaths and marriages and try and get a new one. And then I couldn't get one for 24 hours. Then I couldn't get the passport until the following day. And so I'm sitting here leaving on Monday. She doesn't have her passport yet. It's meant to be arriving tomorrow. Forrest is meant to be arriving the next day. Then we've got to get an exemption for her. We've got to apply for Esther's. There's just sort of a lot of that kind of stressy stuff. So I'm just trying to take it in my stride and know, you know what? We're going to get to America. We have our exemption. If it's not exactly on Monday, that's going to be okay. If we get held up because of the passports, that's also fine. And I'm not worried about it. And luckily, my mum received an exemption to travel with us. So it won't just be me with the 4 kids on the plane. However, I've been trying very hard to be disciplined and not overpack because I am a chronic overpacker. And I had selected a suitcase for each kid. And then I was like, do you know what? This is excessive. Like a 2-year-old doesn't need an entire suitcase for their stuff. Although I did figure out that she does need an entire suitcase for her stuff. Because she, like with Poet, she's got her shorts and her skirts and her rompers and her dresses and her pants and her jackets. So there were so many different things that I know she likes to wear. So I ended up packing a full suitcase for Poet, but then I had the boys who are creatures of habit. They like kind of wearing the same things. They had their same like favorite 7 outfits. So I managed to put both boys' stuff in one suitcase. And I haven't got to Prairie's packing yet, or mine. I feel like hers I'm going to overpack because there are so many gorgeous little outfits. And I think I have to pack newborn plus, because she still fits into newborn, plus she'll be moving into 0 to 3, but then if we end up staying a bit longer than January, which I don't think we will, but if we do, I'm like, I need to pack the 3 to 6 month clothes as well. So plus I want to pack the Docatot and I want to pack some baby toys. And so I'm just anticipating that her suitcase is going to be really big. But yeah, anyway, it has been all in all a great week. Just so much planning and logistics, and I'm the only one that drives and does pickups and drop-offs because mum doesn't feel as comfortable doing that. But she's so great. If I need to go and do something, I can leave the kids with her and know that, all right, she's got Forest and Poet, and I can zip off and go to the passport office with Prairie. And poor little Prayer, she just comes with me everywhere. I haven't left her yet. I haven't pumped or anything. I don't even own a pump here, so that isn't even an option for me right now. But so I bring her with me, and then what I do is, if she's crying too much in the car because she hates a car seat, I just pull over, tank her up with some milk, get back in the car and keep going. We also have a couple of dummies that we've bought and we put right by her. So if she's crying and there's someone else in the car, they can put the dummy in her mouth. And I have this tactic because she doesn't really take to it. She sort of tries to spit it out. I put it in her mouth, and then if I tap the back of it, for whatever reason, I don't know, the tapping works, she can suck on it and she'll keep it in her mouth. So I've taught the kids how to do that. Yeah, and gosh, there's not really much else to say. I guess she's been sleeping. She goes down about 10:30. She usually sleeps before that, so I'll put her down like 9:30. She'll sleep till 10:30. I'll wake her up at 10:30. I'll take her out of the snoo, give her a breastfeed. They oftentimes call it a dream feed, but I actually do wake her up because I change her nappy and get her all ready for nighttime in a really thick nighttime cloth nappy. And then she will have a big feed, and she generally sleeps from about 10:30 until 3:30, which has been amazing. But my babes all have struggled with the 4-month sleep regression. So even though the sleep is really lovely now, I'm anticipating that at 4 months' time, it's all going to turn around and things are going to be different. Her whole face is going purple right now. I think she's trying to push out poo. Yeah, so that's been lovely. And just her noises and her sweet smells and her little cooing and just all the beautiful things about her I'm obsessed with. And I just love snuggling her and kissing her. Mummy probably kisses you too much all the time, on the face and all the places. But yeah. Hello, and your smiles have been so cute. I see you. I see what you're doing. I know, little Rickaboy, you don't seem very comfortable right now. And that's really it, guys. Next week, I will be coming to you from America for her 6-week update. And I thought what I'd do is I'd have Mark come in and kind of talk about the difference that he sees in her and what it's like having her back. And because, he really only went into the newborn. He was with us for 6 days. So it's going to be a bit of a shock to his system and his sleep as well, having little miss wake us up in the middle of the night. So it'll be very interesting. I'm looking forward to that one. So we will see you next week. I'm also next week going to film finally my birth video. I'm going to tell you all the things, and I will finally get to just talk about how that all unfolded and how I feel about the birth and what it was like having a home birth and all those lovely things. All right, guys, I'm going to go do school pickup. We're going to say goodbye, and I will see you next week. Mwah.